This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
Let's talk about December. You're going to get December started. Chavo Guerrero is going to beat you on TV on December 8th. Stagger Lee is going to beat you the same day, same set of TV tapings. You work the Sam Houston Coliseum in Houston, Texas for Houston Wrestling with Tiger Conway Jr. on the 10th of December in 1982. Tell me about working the Sam Houston Coliseum. What did you think of Houston, the town? And what can you tell us about Tiger Conway Jr.? We get a lot of questions about him when we're talking about other territories, but you worked him way back here in 82.
Well, do you see a pattern forming here about my one-loss record?
You're not winning a lot of matches.
Oh, for everything. And you know what? I'm loving every minute of it. Well, it was 275 miles, which is what you remember, old timers from my era. When you say, okay, what do you remember about a town? You remember, where did I live? How far did it take? Did I have to drive to get there? And it was 275 each way. But it was one of those towns that was Paul Bosch was still part owner of it. Bill Watts was part owner of it, I think. For sure Bill was, but you would go over there and I think Paul Bosch made the payoffs because you got a nice payoff for that. I mean, I never heard figures. You may have the numbers there of what kind of house it was, but it was a good house. Let me put it to you that way. And,
he had a reputation for being one of the best payoff guys in wrestling though, right? He was more than fair with the guys.
That's where I was going. I want to say I might've got 300.
Wow.
On that show. So it had to be a pretty good house. But I mean, if you got 5 for the Superdome, which was like Bill Watts WrestleMania at that time.
Sure.
That wasn't so bad. And you picked up good payoffs like that occasionally. Occasionally Little Rock would give you those kind of, payoffs. But, some of the bigger towns, Tulsa and Oak City. But Houston, I just remember, because you would just drive there, get there hour and a half before the show started, work, get in the car and drive back. So the only thing I can remember, because I never went out or anything in Houston, was just how majestic the skyline was.
Yeah.
Drive it in, and in those days you spent so much time in your car, that would be like a highlight. Oh man, look how gorgeous that skyline is and stuff. So it was a big city. I know the Hispanic stars were over like Rover.
Oh yeah.
Huge. And that's really all I remember about that. It was a first or second match. Tiger Conway, I know, was over with Tully's organization when his dad had San Antonio. I remember Tully talking about Tiger Conway Jr. was over when he worked for us. So he had gotten over in that area, I guess. And they certainly knew who he was when he wrestled for Bill Watts.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.